Mick, you don't even get it. I listened to like, I reckon, 5 hours straight of Hawk talk.
Getting some good feedback, Jolie, which is good.
My face ended up just sliding on the cricket pitch.
Hello, welcome back to Hawk Talk, the podcast, the show where we keep you updated with everything that's going on around the Batemans Bay Football Club. A bit of a delayed one this week, but that's okay. We're here and we've got a multi-guest episode again, Mick. We're really going big to start 2026. I'm your host, Joel Erickson. Wherever he is on the screen, the other host in the white cap is Mick Kenny. And tonight our guests we've got captains of both the senior men's and the senior women's team, Emma Hunt and Jarrod Thompson. How are you both?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Thanks,
Yeah, good. It's good. It's good to have you both on. Big show. We got a bit to get through, Mick.
Yep.
But wanted to start with just a bit of sad news that we've had to share since our last podcast. This was one. The first one was one that shocked me in particular because I had a bit of a working relationship with this man. But Peter Diskin, who was affectionately known as Disco, he was a local radio legend. Helped out a lot of young people in that industry, including myself for a bit. He sadly passed away last month. Disco was a passionate advocate for the Seahawks and for AFL football across the area. He was a former committee member, gave a lot of time and effort into the club. Really backed the club on local radio. I don't remember. You'd remember, Mick. We used to do a Eurobadella footy show, myself, him, and Ian Trainer, and we'd get you on every now and again. He was a great MC. He was always willing to promote this game in a traditionally, I guess, rugby league kind of area. But above all, he was a great character. He loved the Seahawks. He loved his Richmond Tigers. Loved being part of the community. He was a councilman for a few years leading before he got too ill to continue that. Our thoughts are with Shirley, his wife, and his entire family. That's a very sad news. And as I said, Disco was someone that really helped me as a young media professional in a regional town, and I'm sure his passing has probably affected a lot of people. Mick, I understand that the funeral was at the clubhouses or at the in the upstairs a couple of weeks back. Was that well attended? And what kind of memories do you have of Disco and the way he operated at the club?
Yeah, it was well attended, mate. Obviously I had the wake upstairs. Was great to catch up with a few people there as well, and obviously share stories about Disco. Much the same, mate. I probably missed his committee days. I think that was just a touch before I rolled in, but like you say, mate, massive advocate for AFL and the Seahawks. Got really fond memories of obviously that radio show that myself and you and Disco and Trainer were involved in. It was always good to jump on there on a Thursday night and have a bit of a laugh. So, and a guy that you'd always, if you bumped into him in the street, he's very quick to ask how things were going at the footy club, and would be sadly missed for sure.
Yeah, and if I know anything about Disco, I know he would have been one of your biggest backers when he was on council as well. I could imagine he was always on Team Seahawks.
Yep, sure.
The second bit of sad news we have to share as well is the passing of Katrina Walsh, the wife of former Seahawks president and premiership player Phil Walsh. She was a long-time beloved club person and volunteer who gave so much to the Seahawks over many years. She worked tirelessly in the canteen. She was part of social committees, and another woman who will be deeply missed by anyone who knew her at the club. That's another very, very sad loss. And she was only 60. That's way too. I mean, Disco was 74, but she was only 60. That's way too young. I don't think I ever actually knew Katrina, but do you guys want to give me some insight into the Walsh family and how they, the impact they had on the club?
It's a bit before my time, mate, but JT actually might have a bit more of a memory, maybe not. But yeah, obviously talking to Bluey and Sudsy and a few guys that were obviously around in the early days, they just said she was really really bubbly lady and always willing to help out, and obviously Phil, with what he did for the footy club as well.
So, look, yeah, some sad news to start this podcast, but two very beloved people, and look, our thoughts are with both of their families as they continue to traverse a pretty tough time. Let's move on. We've got a couple of signings for the women's team that we can talk about as well. Mick officially put pen to paper. We've got Zeb, Joe Bliss, and Caitlin Leake. Tell me a little bit. Oh, I'll ask you this question, Emma. Tell me a little bit about those two players and how you feel they're getting them back is going to be for your team this year.
Yeah, very exciting to have Zeb and Caitlin back. Zeb's first season was last. I don't think she knows the rules. I don't think she still knows. But that's done. She was in the grand final last year. But just one of those awesome players that just is strong on the ball, attacks the ball. She's got that mongrel energy. She absolutely takes feedback. So if she does something that isn't within, the rules, we sort of pull her up and say, "Hey, mate, you can't do that," or "Do this," or and give her some advice. She absolutely takes it all on board. Super, just she's there to play for the team, and just good bubbly energy. Absolutely, so stoked to see her coming back and just seeing her get better. I think she's going to have such a good season. She's just started out last year and was one of our best players, so I can just imagine how good she's going to go this year. And Caitlin, my defence sister in the back there, absolutely stoked to have her back too. We've been playing together in the backs for a couple of years now, so we've had a good little core group in the back there, so it's good to still have a few of our core backs coming again up to Premier League, just because we all know how we all play, and Caitlin is one of probably the strongest player on the ball. If she's gone for that ball, she gets that ball, and that ball is gone. So I absolutely love playing with her in defence because I know if she's anywhere near it, she's going to get rid of it, and then I have a breather. But yeah, absolutely pumped.
Yeah. Mick, you didn't mind a breather in the back line, did you, mate?
Yeah, there was a couple of years I didn't get many, but definitely did. We've got another couple of signings too, which hopefully we can announce next week, which we're pretty excited about, aren't we, Em? So we'll, obviously, hopefully announce them at some stage next week.
There you go. Teaser for next episode, or just look at the socials; they'll be on there as well. Hey, we got let's talk about the representative football over the weekend or the past couple of weekends. We had a few players participate in that. In the men, Seb Aguirre, very beloved, quiet man, goes about his business in his own way, but pretty beloved player. He got a very late call up to the AFL Canberra under-22s men's team that played against the Swans Academy in Sydney a couple of weekends back. Mate, you must be so proud of Seba for that achievement.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I think probably pretty stiff not to be in the starting team in the first place, and then obviously pretty stiff again not to get a run last week. So I'm not too sure whether he's in the team this week or not, but we'll sit and wait and see. But he got the late call up. I think someone pulled out Friday night. He got the call up as a sub and then come on about halfway into the third and had an impact straight away. It was probably, to be fair, one of the better players in that last quarter. So really proud of him. He's had a really big pre-season and played some handy minutes for us on the weekend too. So we weren't too disheartened about him not going to Sydney. We were pretty happy to have him down in Wagga with us as well.
JT, you've played a bit of footy with Seba now. He kind of makes his money, so to speak, as an in and under kind of midfielder, but it's one of those blokes you just feel like he plays footy the right way. Is that kind of the read you get on him?
Yeah, definitely. Especially having him in the midfield, he's tough as nails. The prelim and the grand final got pretty much bashed all day by bigger bodies, but never complains. Just gets up and goes about his business. I think a lot of people underrate him, But yeah, very, very handy to have him in the midfield too. So yeah, very proud of him for getting to that under-22s team as well.
Yeah, and he's a solid little nugget. If he gets himself over the footy, he's going to be hard to get off it. Let's talk about the girls as well, who played a bit of rep footy over the weekend. We had Isla Judd and Zara Neal as part of the Giants Academy. Claire Callahan and Amy White played for the AFL Canberra under-22s. Now, that's a massive achievement, having 4 of our young women players playing at that kind of level. Mick, I'll start with you. Just kind of talk about, I suppose, what that means for the club as a totality, I suppose.
Yeah, it's fantastic, mate, and I think that's what we spoke about. I think last time we were on, just the fact that we've got this opportunity now that we haven't had previously. So, to have 4 girls that, obviously Amy and Claire, they're playing an under-22 side, and they're both 18 this year. So the sky's really the limit for those girls, and then you've got Zara and Isla, who are playing fantastic footy in that Giants Academy, and they're, to be fair, they're both pushing to get drafted as well by the end of the year. And both games that I've watched them play, I thought Zara was outstanding in the first in week 1 of the summer series, and then I thought Isla was back to her best last week as well. And both Claire and Amy played very well as well. So, it's good to tune in. And, well, it's good to finally watch a bit of rep footy, mate. Have a bit of interest in it with some Seahawks running around. So it's great.
Emma, these are 4 young guns who are obviously you're hoping will feature quite heavily for the first grade team this year. Do you find that having these kind of really talented youngsters brings the rest of the group up as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so good to be playing footy with these girls when they can make it. To be fair, Claire and Isla, they're down the coast, and Zara, they're travelling to training. Like, they're so committed to their footy, and they are unreal. And I do hope that they can succeed and get drafted and reach all their goals that they want to reach. But yeah, certainly training's upped. We've gone up a notch. We've got quality girls there that are bringing some really nice skills to training, which has made us get better as well. So can't wait to run out on the pitch with them this season. Be unreal.
One more question for you, Mick. You mentioned that 2 of those girls are really pushing to be drafted. What do you think that'd mean for the club if you could get some of your juniors up into an AFLW draft like that? Do you think that makes it a more, enticing prospect for other talented youngsters on the South Coast?
Oh, definitely, mate. 100%. And especially for, obviously, we're talking about Zara and Isla. One's based in Eden and one's based in Ulladulla. So, I guess now it just gives that clear pathway that, if girls want to pursue their footy, we've got that offer. We're offering that here now. So, I think anyone, whether you're male or female, there's those pathways there now, and that's what we want to see. Whether they're from Bateman's Bay or they're from Eden or they're from Ulladulla, I think to see anyone succeed and get drafted from the South Coast is fantastic.
There's plenty of young girls that are even younger than these girls, like young Tia and even Amy White's sister, who's not, she must be like 20 or something. Like, she's a gun too. So we might have 4 rep players, but there's a handful of girls in the background that are thanks to those girls training and.
You look at how well that Rising Stars women team did last year in their first season up, and you can just tell there's a lot of talent. Like a lot of talent across the board, but especially a lot of talent in the young female ranks at the club. That, you could make yourselves a bit of a AFLW draft machine if you play cards right, Mick. And I think that would I could imagine your head would probably grow a couple of sizes if that ended up happening. So. Hey, a lot of the teams have also started their preseason footy. Training is still underway, but you're kind of starting to get some of that match practice in and get a bit of the match legs under the players. Go through some of the teams for us, Mick, especially maybe the Rising Stars. I believe they played in the Queanbeyan Cup a couple of weeks back. Tell us how they went and kind of what impressed you out of those 2 teams.
Yep. So obviously both men and women's under-18s went up to Queanbeyan for the Queanbeyan Cup the other week, mate. Unfortunately, it didn't come away with wins, but I tuned in and watched all their games, and I thought both teams were very unlucky in the last games that they played. Actually, they sort of got better and better throughout the day. But yeah, there's a lot of standout performances I thought in the men's space. Ryder Freya, who we've obviously spoken about a fair bit. James Collins, those types of guys. Jacob Pike was really good as well, from what I saw. So yeah, there's plenty to work with there, and then obviously watching the 18s girls, I guess it's a bit of a something to look forward to. I guess for our first grade side was good to tune in and see Claire, Isla, Zara, Amy all in the middle. And like I said, I think that they gradually got better throughout the day as well. So can't wait to see what they can do as a middle unit in our first grade women's side this year. And then yeah, obviously we kicked off our first grade men's campaign on the weekend, mate, down in Wagga. So really proud of the guys we took down there. We took 26, come up against a team that had 36, played 5 quarters, 18 minutes, and ended up coming away with a 13-point win against a very good Riverina Football League team. So I think we probably, to be fair, we probably shocked ourselves. Talking to a few boys after it, I think myself and Sammy were quite surprised as well. And I know a few of the boys that played were, but yeah, there's definitely some really good signs there, and I'm sure JT will go into it a bit more. But there was a few younger guys that really stood out, like your Riders, your Jetty Wares, Tully Wares, these guys that we really can't wait to see what they can do this year. And then yeah, we've got our girls are kicking off their pre-season campaign this weekend, so they've got a bit of a triple threat against Narooma and Bomaderry at Ulladulla on Saturday. So
Like a bit of a kind of a tri-series type thing for the women.
I believe so. Yeah, I think you get 2 games of footy in there, Amy, if that's correct. So
Yeah.
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 Are the girls looking forward to that first hit out of the year?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can't wait to run out there. We're pretty much, I mean, every year the numbers change and the team looks a bit different, but especially the team is really different. Some of the usual suspects are not there. They're being replaced by the younger girls. So yeah, it'd be really cool just to see how we go. We've been training, but we haven't played together. So I'm really excited to see how we go.
And JT, I'll talk to you a little bit about the game in Wagga, because Mick mentioned that you guys had a good win over, what is a strong Riverina side and has been for quite some years. What impressed you the most about kind of what went down on the weekend?
I think it was, a lot of the young lads coming into, sticking to our structures and really, moving the ball the way that we wanted to. And a lot of the lads probably haven't played a brand of footy like that quick, like the pace was a bit quicker, but a little bit worried about that. But yeah, everyone really, come into their own and didn't look out of place out there, especially like what Poon said, the younger lads, and Mitchie Taylor and Maxie were really good as well. And then just, usual suspects. But yeah, everyone played really well. So it's pleasing heading forward knowing, we've played like that already, but job's definitely not done. So
yeah.
Improvement.
Mick, I remember 2024 preseason, we had those couple of games in Canberra and Sydney. And I remember both the teams we played ended up being, the coaches were very, very complimentary on the style of footy we played. I mean, we probably weren't at the same level. And, there's been an influx of quality and whatnot in the team since then. But I think that goes to show that even, 2 preseasons ago, there was a lot of talent in this team, and it's just a matter of kind of unlocking it. And it seems like the team's doing a really good job of doing that.
Well, I think similar to what Em said about the girls, mate, I think everything's just gone up so many notches from what we were doing previously, and full credit to the men's team and the women's team for buying into that and wanting to better themselves. And I think that was a real standout for me, was when we had 10 less players, yet we were still getting across the ground. Just as good as them. And I thought that 4th quarter, when we kicked 4 goals to their 1, I thought that's where it was really starting to stand out that we're, probably the fittest that we've ever been. So,
I mean, good signs, because we've got Gather Round coming up in just over 2 weeks. Really exciting times for the club, for the competition. I did notice you put a little cheeky visitor guide on socials today, Mick. Today being Wednesday for us. But, mate, that's going to be a massive weekend of footy. And JT and Emma, I'll ask you this question. How are the nerves for the teams with knowing that you've only got 2 weeks left of training and then it's it? You're into the season. How are you feeling about that?
I think we're pretty pumped. It's kind of reassuring to know that the team's quite young for me because I'm old. So it's nice to have the young girls there. And I am really excited to go to Premier League. Community was it was fun, but it was getting a bit stale, especially for us defensive players. Like some games were quite boring for us, and we probably out of 10 games, maybe 3 of them are quite challenging. So I'm looking forward to playing a style of footy. We've had a good couple of years in community, but I'm really see how we go and just play different footy and take it up a notch. So yeah, just pumped to get going.
I think the nerves are pretty good, especially after the weekend. Getting that first hit out for the year. It's always good to get that out and over the way. But looking forward to this challenge moving forward. And I think everyone is keen to test themselves and see where we're at. So yeah, it's we've been training since November. So yeah, just to get a game in on the weekend was really good, and heading forward into the next couple of weeks, and then for the rest of the season, it's looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Yeah. Hey Mick, before we get into your questions, let's just go quickly over the reason why we've got Jarrod and Emma on as guests tonight. The leadership teams have been finalised for 2026, and we'll just go over them briefly. For the women, it's going to be 3 captains this year, Emma, if that's correct. This is the information that Mick's given me, so you can blame him if this is wrong.
Right.
It's yourself, Taya Hancock, and the returning Sophie Alves, who are going to be leading the women's team. How are you feeling about that leadership group, Emma?
Yeah, I can't wait. Taya and I were captains together last year, so it's good to continue that partnership. And I think it's great bringing Sophie in too. She loves footy. So such a good role model. She takes training footy seriously, but also fun with it. So it'll be good to bring a fiery personality into the mix as well. I think we're a good balance of everything. I'm probably more the sort of calmer head, and then we've got Soph the fiery sort of forward, and then Taya the sort of practical, thinks about things probably really deeply, and that's a good idea. So yeah, I think we're a good mix. I think we represent the team well. So yeah, looking forward to getting to it.
And unless there's been some serious position changes since I last knew, it seems like you got a captain across each line, which is probably quite handy as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, we've got a leader in each of those spots. But I mean, we've got us as official leaders, but we've still got a lot of girls coming back that have been playing for the last few years. They're all showing leadership qualities, especially. But then also some of the younger players, they're just up and coming players themselves. So I think we're in totally safe hands when we finally step out. That those young girls will be absolutely ready to take the reins and run with it.
So the women's team in very strong hands. Let's talk about the men's leadership group as well. JT, you're going to be captain for the first year back in first grade. How's that feel, mate?
Yeah, it's a really big honour to do that. Appreciate all the boys voting me in. Really looking forward to the challenge. And Thani and Cyril have done a great job the last 2 years, so I'm glad that they're vice captains with me to give me a hand. So, I appreciate all the votes from the lads. So,
JT's done my job for me, because the next one was going to be Thani, Michael Thane, and Kylo O'Malley are the 2 vice captains for 2026. They've been co-captains the last couple of years, and I mean, Michael Thane's turned himself into probably one of the more consistent footy players in AFL Canberra, and Cyril is well known for being a bit of a barometer for this team. When he's going well, the team's generally going well. You already mentioned those, so let's talk about the rest of the leadership group, because there's 3 others. Nathan Blackburn, who recently became a father, I will point out, so I'm expecting a bit of dad strength from the old man this year. Josh Mulrooney, the armadillo, the nugget. I think he also probably responds to Oi. And Rexy Lee, who we had on our first episode this year, so we don't need to retell his story. But I mean, they're three guys who have been around the club for a very long time, and yeah, I mean that's a pretty strong leadership group. Is that how you view it as well, JT?
Yeah, definitely. It's well deserved by all those three lads. Especially Rexy, being a younger lad as well, coming in to get the respect of your peers and that. It's great for him, and especially Blackers and Joshy as well. They're really good footballers as well. So it's a really good leadership group. So yeah, looking
And
forward
of course,
to
we'd be remiss to not mention that old man Mick Kenny is one of your assistant coaches this year as well. We love getting him involved, don't we?
We do. He's a backline coach too, so we love it.
He's the backline coach, mate. Just keep him away from the flankers because they'll start creeping up towards the 50 before you know it.
That's what I do.
That's what JT's there for.
Yeah, that's because JT can hit a quarter or 50 meters. So I think I trust him with that.
I absolutely love the nickname, the armadillo. That is.
Look, one day we'll dig into where that came from. But we might wait until Josh is a guest on the show before we do that. But that is a classic. Hey Mick, I'll give you the floor. You've got your fun little questions that you ask each week, and let's find out a little bit more about our two captains, or one of our co-captains for the women's team and our captain for the men's team, as we get into the interview part of this podcast. So the floor's yours, Mick.
Too easy. We'll hit him with the hard-hitting questions. First one is one app on your phone that you could not live without.
I'd say Snapchat. Love a good old Snapchat with the boys.
Mine would be my banking app, I think. Something boring.
That's fair.
That's very practical. I like that. I can't say I'd want to see one of JT's Snapchats. I'm just putting that on.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, well,
Second one is your go-to coffee order.
I'm just a cap, no sugars. Pretty basic.
I'm a bit fancy. I'm an oat flat white.
Nice. Next one is pre-game routine or any superstitions.
Don't really have any superstitions. Just sort of get on the roller. Might rub a bit of deep heat on the legs, but that's about it, really.
I'm a bit weird. I like to wear the exact same tights under my shorts. Can't have any other different ones. My favourite socks. And then I always have banana and peanut butter on toast. And then I'm out in my exact routine.
Mick, if I remember anything about JT, I think one of his routines was just pestering some of the other boys during the warm-ups.
Trying to get the best out of him, I reckon.
He's a captain now, mate. He's got to mature a bit now.
Maybe. We'll see.
Next one is your favourite Seahawks moment so far in your footy career.
Well, definitely being the captain would be up there, and obviously the 2018 premiership. After going to Queanbeyan those couple of years and then coming back and getting the first one in AFL Canberra comp, that was really special. So yeah, those two.
I'd have to say, being asked to be the captain last year was a pretty proud moment. But from a game perspective, I think we've had the Woden match last year to get into the grand final is probably better than the grand final. It was now by to go into extra time, and that gun player from Woden who never misses post, and then we got that goal right in the water. So that was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game. And then last one from me is, if you had a time machine, what place or moment would you go back to?
Shit. Have you got one, Em? Because I haven't got anything in the minute.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'd probably say going to the 2017 grand final and watching Dusty on that day.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Dusty's the GOAT, so everyone knows. Name his son after him.
I did the 2005 Swans grand final, so maybe going back and buying a ticket, going to that and watching them win. Just copy.
Fair enough. Mate, good from you as always, Mick.
I'm done. Yep, that's me.
He's not done.
My phone's going off my head. Sorry.
Sorry.
My phone's going off its head. That's all right.
No. He's a very popular man. Hey, look, let's get into picking these guys' brains a little bit, getting to know them a little bit more. A couple of characters at this club who are going to be taking their teams to hopefully great things in 2026. Emma, we'll start with you. What got you into footy? How long have you been playing for? And I guess what do you love the most about it?
So I moved here with my family about 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm from Wollongong, but I didn't have any friends down here. And I just had my second year, and I had no friends, and I was pretty bored, and I love footy, and I was always a soccer girl, always played soccer, but watched footy. So I saw that there was the club here, and I just randomly texted Heather and said, "Hey, training on a couple of days," and I really joined to meet some mates and to try playing a sport that I've always loved to play. I just fell in love with it. First season, it was just as it had me on halfback, I think it was, and just loved there, and obviously got to meet girls, like-minded girls that love footy, love having a laugh. I just fell in love with the team and all the girls in the team and the sport, and been hooked ever since.
You said you played a lot of soccer when you were kind of younger. What kind of levels did you get in that sport? Because I do find that there's quite a few girls that do come across from soccer to play footy. It's not an uncommon thing, so to speak.
Yeah, when I was playing soccer, I was playing up for Thurrool, and it was only just one women's. It was like first grade and reserve grade. So I played a bit of first grade, and then when I got older, played a bit of reserve grade. But it wasn't what it is now. There was like one team per club, and it goes, up to fifth grade. I don't even. Yeah, it's crazy. It's bonkers. But yeah, just community club level. Nothing more than that. Yep.
Okay, so you definitely love getting you love getting around a club just for a bit of fun and banter, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I love hanging out. I love playing sport. I love playing sport with girls that are like me that like to have a laugh and at the end of the day and take it seriously, but not too seriously.
It's pretty amazing that you've gone from that background to now being the captain of a first grade team. Do you ever pinch yourself knowing that? It's a pretty meteoric rise.
I'll take the honour. It's a bit of a fluke, but yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
JT, we've spoken a little bit about your footballing history on this show before, but let's get you to tell your own story. You've been a pretty talented footy player since you're a youngster. I know footy's taken you kind of to different parts of the state at the very least. Tell us your footy career in your words.
Yeah, I started playing footy when I was 12. Played soccer beforehand. Johnny V and Pedals were really keen to get me across, and ended up coming across when I was 12 and fell in love with it. And as you say, played a decent level of footy. Went up to Erindale in year 11 and 12 and did the AFL program there. Played like in the Giants NEFL and stuff. Played the state footy. Played with a lot of good AFL players that are in the AFL system now. So it's pretty cool to look back on. But yeah, that's pretty much my sort of journey. And coming back in 2016 under Poon, really enjoyed it. Just the lifestyle and the way the footy is down here, and looking forward to watching all this next group of young fellas come through as well. So that's sort of like my story.
You're still a pretty young man yourself, JT. It must be pretty thrilling for you to be playing for your hometown club now as a first grade team. You've played at this level before with Queanbeyan, you mentioned, but that's got to be pretty special knowing that you're going to be running out in Seahawks colours as a first grader. How does that kind of make you feel?
Yeah, it's unreal. Like I would never have thought, 5-10 years ago that potentially we could be playing in that competition in that brand of footy. But it's really exciting times, and to be the captain's a big honour, and never thought I'd get there, but it wasn't on the list of things. But it was. But if it didn't happen, it didn't happen. But really looking forward to the test that's coming up with the lads, and everyone's buying in and testing themselves out against some really good competition. So looking forward to it.
We've spoken to a few people already this year, but the consensus seems to be, and Mick will back me up here, that you're the fittest you've kind of been in quite a while with your footy. Has that been? Do you think that's been a deliberate change, knowing that you're going up into first grade, or is it just you've decided that, hey, I want to be fit now?
Yeah, it's a deliberate change as well. I want to give the best version of me to the club and to the boys. And got pretty fit last year, but I've stepped it up a notch this year and really put my foot down and thought, really got to make an impact here. And I've really enjoyed losing 12 kilos since the start of last year. It's a lot easier moving around the ground. But yeah, still hitting the gym with Kyle pretty much a couple times a week. So I'm really happy with where I'm at, and going forward, it's I'm going to keep up to it. So it's been really good.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, Emma, tell us a little bit. You said you moved to the area about 4 or 5 years ago with your family. What do you do outside of footy? What is, I guess, Emma's not just a footballer. What else is Emma?
I'm a nurse. So I've been a nurse ever since I finished school, and I've worked around different states. And now I work for the public health unit, and I coordinate all the tuberculosis services across our district and out to Griffith and Albury. Busy during the week. I'm pretty lucky to get to work mostly from home with a little bit of travel here and there. So, but I am pretty bogged down Monday to Friday with work stuff. So footy is a really nice break. And another reason why I joined the club, to sort of just to have that outlet where when you've got a bit of a stressful job, you can then sort of just turn the computer off and then boots on and be a bit of an idiot with your mates on the grass, around and blow off a bit of steam. So, and I've got 2 kids. Got my Nash is turning 7 in a couple of months until he's 5 tomorrow. So, and then my partner Ben. We're just kind of work, footy, family stuff. My young fella plays soccer, so just doing all the family stuff and in this awesome area. So we love it here, and I think being part of the footy club has really helped integrate into community quite well. Different girls that have come and played that I've played with over the years, they we still say hi to them. They work at the gym or at the cafe or whatever. Like, it's really helped me really integrate into this town, especially when you're working from home. You're not really in an office, or you're seeing people out and about the coffee shop. So it's been unreal for me and my family. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to have to indulge my inner journalist here a little bit, Mick, if you'll allow me. I'm very interested by the fact that you said you coordinate the tuberculosis stuff for the state, because that is obviously a disease that is seen as a bit of an extinct one in modern times, or if not, one that is not prevalent so much in the Western world. But I'm very intrigued to know how common that is in Australia, and I guess how you said it keeps you busy, so there must be a bit of it going on.
Yeah, it's still kicking around. It's definitely not eradicated from any country. Obviously, richer countries like us have less cases, but the poorer countries still have really high rates, and mostly it affects the district, marginalised communities, poor people, homeless people from several countries. So we still get active cases here in Australia. We don't get heaps of active cases, but you can have an inactive form of infection. So of TB, which you can't spread around, but we treat that as well. So we get a lot of that as well. So we do a lot of screening for healthcare workers. We do a lot of immigration screening, working with immigration and vaccinating little babies when they go overseas. So plenty of stuff to keep us going.
Yeah, well, that is fascinating.
We don't have is not some hotspot for tuberculosis. I just got to get that out clear. I cover I go out, part of the state, and we cover like Albury, Griffith, Wagga, everywhere. So tuberculosis is not some epicenter where everyone's walking around with TB. Just make that clear too.
We're not going to start a public health panic in Batemans Bay. Although from memory, Batemans Bay was one of the hotspots for COVID there in the early days for a bit. So we would have a history. Man, that's fascinating. Okay, I'll switch back to podcast host now. How does that sound? JT, you're a local. Tell us what you do when you're not playing footy.
I've got my own carpentry business. That's really good. I get the freedom of spending time with the kids when I want to, and have to report to anyone. But yeah, that's pretty much me. It's just work and footy, gym, just trying to stay healthy. But yeah, no, it's really good being my own boss. Getting the freedom of going to kids' concerts and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, no, I love what I do. So can't complain.
You got your two boys who are pretty constant presence around the footy club. Tell us a little bit about them. When are they going to be starting to get into the junior grades?
Yeah, Dusty and Donnie. So Dusty's nearly 8 and Donnie's 6. They love coming down to the footy and getting around all the boys. So I love that all the boys get around them. So they're into soccer at the moment. So I'm going to let them do their thing for a while, but I'll give them a couple more years before I try and really start brainwashing them over.
Yeah, there you go.
That's young fellas all soccer too. I think it's just the age and being young in primary school, because they can kick the ball at school, so that's all they want to do. But yeah, I'll start brainwashing in 2 years too. We'll have a good little with our boys.
Definitely. Definitely.
Mick, you're gonna have to ask AFL Canberra for like a father son or a mother son or a father daughter rule or something along those lines.
Sure.
All these kids that are going to be coming up in 10, 15 years' time and want them all to be Seahawks.
Captains to coaches, JT.
Definitely.
Emma, look, let's talk about season 2026. We have talked about it a little bit before, but what are you looking forward to the most about this year? Is it just the challenge of the kind of the increased competition, or is it just being able to test yourself against a higher quality of player? What is it that's kind of driving you to be part of the team again in 2026?
Yeah, I think it's the challenge and the different style of footy that we'll be playing. I play in the backs, and like I said previously, in community, most of the games we play girls that have never kicked a footy before, so we had a pretty strong side, and so some games I would even touch the ball and you'd be driving in the cold stand and then drive home, and gosh, that wasn't very fun. So I'm looking forward to just going up a notch, and try and just a different style of footy and playing with the young girls. Like we've been training with them the last couple of years, like in the under 18s and 16s, and never got to play with them. So now they're all sort of 18, ready to play first grade with us. I'm really excited to watch those girls in action and be in their team. And yeah, just really up for the challenge, and also like Jake say, like up a notch. So I'm really enjoying the challenges there.
And I mean, you mentioned your husband Ben. Is he does he get around the footy club when he can?
Well, he's a Kiwi, so I've had to teach him the ways of AFL, but it was quite easy. Met in Melbourne, so he was kind of sort of semi into it anyway. He was a Pie supporter when we first met, but he's stopped doing that, which is good. So yeah, around the club, he loves watching the women play, and yeah, he gets into it. Yeah, had him even playing rugby. AFL 9s the last two seasons. He's really good at that.
Good stuff.
There
you go.
It looks.
Wow, you're married a Kiwi. We won't hold that against you. And we also won't mention that one of the hosts is born over there. JT, I mean, what's your motivation for this year? Outside of what we've already spoken about, is it just being able to kind of go up with that group of players that you've had so much success with over the past few years?
Yeah, definitely. That core group that we've had, the last couple of years wasn't ideal. We didn't get the success that we all hoped and wanted, but really keen to see where all the boys are at as well and test them out, because I know how good they are. And I think that's one of the good things. A lot of the teams are going to underestimate us this year, and we're a bit of the unknown as well. So, I'm backing in our structures and procedures and the way that we play, and everyone giving 100%, because, I know that we can do it as well. So,
and how are the vibes amongst the playing group?
Yeah, the vibes are really good. I think, bringing Marto in gives it a different feel, a different voice. But yeah, especially like after the weekend, I feel like, knowing that we can play, when we play that brand of footy, that we can put it to anyone. So, yeah, heading forward, like playing your East Lakes and like Queanbeyan's and Ainsleys and stuff that, you don't have that doubt in your mind. You're going out, oh, we're not going to win or we're going to get pumped. Like, it's not going to happen, back ourselves in. And, if we don't always get the win, at least, we're going to go down with a fight. So.
And Emma, same question for you. Just the vibes around the group. How are they with 2 weeks left to go?
Yeah, I think we're all pretty pumped. Ready to get stuck in. We're talking about going to Premier League. I feel like we've just been talking about it. So it's good that it's coming. It's around the corner. And yeah, similar to JT, I think we're a bit of an unknown for the league too. We've certainly got a few of our players coming up to Premier League, but we've got these young guns in the team that they a lot of the Ainsleys and the big clubs whatnot have come across Isla. So Zara's had a run last year, but Claire and Isla and all those girls and Amy and all the other youngsters that have got some really good skills that we're going to unleash them into Premier League and see how they go. I'm looking forward to it.
And my understanding also, let me just make sure you've had a change of coaching for season 2026. You're now under Damon Connick and Dave Neal as the assistant. How has that transition been for the playing group?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed their coaching so far. I think coaching women's team it's different. Like, it takes a certain type of bloke to coach women's team, and Nazi's definitely got the personality for it. And the drills have been good and totally different to what we've done in the past, and certainly preparing us really well for what we're about to endure. Dave is Zara's dad, so he's sort of been around watching England play last year, and so he's got some really good insights as to how some of these key players are and some of these other teams. So to have that inside knowledge and then have him coach us as well has been so good. And I'm feeling as prepared as we can.
Fantastic, Mick. I'll ask you one last question before I'm all out of ideas. Yep. Mate, we've been discussing this, and they both mentioned we've been discussing this move up to first grade for it feels like a couple of years now. It's been kind of on the cards, and then we're 2 weeks away. I know how much work you've put in behind the scenes, and I think everyone else probably does by this stage as well. But how are you feeling with it's 2 weeks to go before this kind of this dream, this goal that you've had for so long comes to fruition? Like officially, with your first game, you've set up, the club's now set up. You've got new coaches, new coaching systems in place. There's new leadership teams for both the senior grades. How are you feeling with everything that's happened over the past 6 months?
I'll be actually glad when gather round's over, Jolie. It's true. It's like I said, it's been crazy. It's been a big build up, and from when initial conversations started in July 2023 to where we are now. Obviously in the 29th of March, I'll be absolutely pumped to see the girls run out at 11:30, and then obviously the boys at 1:10. And like I say, it's been so much hard work, and I feel like I get a lot of recognition for it, but a lot of it comes back to the playing group. And if the playing group in both the men's and women's weren't committed and haven't, I guess, put themselves in the position that they have the last 3 years, then we would never have contemplated this anyway. So I think it's on the back of a lot of people's hard work. It's players, committees, volunteers, obviously our executive as well, our coaches. So that's probably, it's a accumulation of a lot of people's hard work, mate. And really excited for that, like I said, that 29th of March when we get to see both teams roll out in first grade in Canberra.
Apologies, I did lie to you. One more question. Nobody has their finger on the pulse as good as you do at this club, mate. You kind of know everything that's going on. With your knowledge of the playing groups, how are you viewing these leadership teams? From my perspective, they both seem extremely strong. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I think it's fantastic, mate. I think that we've definitely got the right people leading both our teams, that's for sure. And so wrapped for JT to be the captain in such a significant year of the footy club. I mean, going through archives the other day, I found a 2004 premiership photo where he was the mascot in their premiership team. So, he's been around for a long time, and I'm sure that he's absolutely thrilled to lead the team out in such a, obviously, like I said, a significant year. And Em and Tay done a fantastic job last year keeping that group together. When we lost so many players, they did a fantastic job to lead that group back to the grand final. And then obviously the addition of Soph as well, coming back to the club this year with the experience that she's had as well. She drives the playing group as well. So, absolutely stoked, mate. And I don't think we could have four better people leading our programs. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's that time of year. Everyone's excited. Let's just get the footy going, eh? I think we're all probably itching for it. So, look, thanks guys for being part of the podcast tonight. We always appreciate our guests very much, JT and Emma. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thanks for having us.
Hopefully, we weren't too scary or anything like that.
No, not on the webcam.
Mick's the scary one. Let's be honest. Hey, I think that's it from us tonight. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching whatever platform you partook of this brilliant show. Am I allowed to say that? This brilliant show on. But we will hopefully see you next week if we can get back to our original plans. But have a good time until you're watching us again. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Jolly.